Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Undisputed Podcast, where me and my co-host Jeff go over two matches per year starting, or two matches per pay-per-view starting in 1997. We are to 1998 No Way Out now. We are doing the NWA World Title match between Jeff Jarrett and then Blackjack Bradshaw, also known to us as JBL. I know his hair hanging out there. Whatever, not a professional podcast, fuck it. So Jeff Jarrett comes out first with Cornette and the Rock and Roll Express. Then JBL comes out next. The ref immediately ejects everyone except for Cornette from ringside so that there would be no interference. Probably should have ejected them all. Ref rings the bell and JBL and Jarrett brawl outside the ring. He throws Jarrett into the ring. He starts whipping. When he gets in the ring, he starts whipping Jarrett with the chaps that he wore out to the ring. Sounds like it hurts pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Then hard punches and kicks in the corner by JBL. If you've ever seen any JBL matches, you would know that these sound pretty violent. Several chops from JBL, and then also a boot to the face. And then clotheslines Jarrett over the top rope. So now they're on the outside. On the outside, JBL slams Cornette and Jeff Jarrett's heads together. Then they get back. He gets back on the ring, and Jeff Jarrett hits a drop kick, and then a jumping clothesline to take JBL down. And then goes to the top rope and hits a missile drop kick. And the clothesline by Jarrett after JBL gets distracted by Jim Cornette. JBL winds up countering this into a cradle. He gets a 2 count near fall there. JBL's like hanging on the middle rope, and Jarrett goes against the ropes and tries to jump on JBL, but he misses. And Jarrett falls off, and then you see Cornette hit JBL in the knee with a racket. Now, the storyline basically is that they've been working on JBL's knee and trying to injure him, so that knee's already kind of beat up. And then you take a tennis racket to the knee, does some damage. Now Jarrett's starting to work the knee, trying to soften it up for the figure four. And he goes to the figure four, and JBL counters, but then Jarrett comes back immediately and hits a DDT. Then JBL hits or hangs Jeff Jarrett on the top turnbuckle. So like he's straddling by his nuts, and he goes for a superplex, but Jeff Jarrett shoves JBL off. And then he goes for a crossbody. JBL catches him and hits the fall away slam. I've always liked that move. And then he hits a power bomb on Jarrett. And then Cornette gets up on the apron, and he kind of like brings him into the ring, Cornette, and then Irish whips Cornette into Jeff Jarrett. But then Jeff Jarrett grabs the tennis racket and hits JBL in the head with it. It's a DQ. The match is pretty short. After the match, JBL ends up taking out the entire NWA stable with a racket, and then he body slams Cornette. Then they all eventually, numbers prevail, and they all beat down JBL, only for the Legion of Doom to come out and make the save. The match itself wasn't anything special. It wasn't like boring. I would give it a 5 out of 10. It's a very, very average match. Not something I would rewatch on my own. But it's not like something I wouldn't watch if somebody else threw it on. Just the only problem with this is that JBL wasn't a top guy then, or even close to a top guy, where Jarrett was at least like a top level mid card guy, so you almost knew that he wasn't going to win the title. So that kind of hurts a little bit too. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's not bad. We'll see what Jeff rates it, and then we're going to go on to Kane versus Vader from No Way Out here. So also there was only like 2 weeks of build up for this match too, so it wasn't even like top level storytelling here, which you usually got from the Attitude Era. So we'll see what Jeff has to say.